Righty, let's go. It's time. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are getting ready for our tournament this weekend. And this one right here is going to cover everything. Everything that we do to prepare for a tournament, we're going to showcase. So normally I hit some balls off stream before the round. Tonight, we're going to start with warm-ups here on the sim. So we're going to go ahead and just start getting loose here. We start with about 55 to 65 yards as our starting point. Hit 3 or 4 and move back 10 yards and just keep going until we get to 100. And we go from there. So one thing about tonight that is very nice about having a simulator is you get to replicate the elevation. So we are hitting golf balls tonight at the same elevation that we are playing in our tournament, which is a fantastic thing to do because the golf ball is going to fly a little bit on us. As you can see here, we're about 5 yards off, probably about accurate, playing at 1,600 feet. Just a couple extra yards, right? That is a beautiful shot, though. It's perfectly square. I love it. That should be a little pull. Yep. We're getting our distance a little bit better. Those all went about 70. So we'll move it back here a couple yards. Now that we're starting to get loose, go to 80 yards, 81, whatever, somewhere thereabouts. This is more of a 3/4 shot. So we went from just a couple shots to feel the club face. I'm going to step back to 80 for a 3/4 wedge and go from there. And the things that we're paying attention to, especially when we're warming up, ball flight. Look at that side spin, whether we're starting it right or left of the target. Sort of get ourselves calibrated, because the one thing about playing in a tournament, this is not the time to be thinking golf swing. This is the time to be thinking golf shot. So we want to be reacting to what the ball is doing, not thinking about our swing or any mechanics. If you're going to have a swing thought, just have one simple one and go from there. But this is rather promising so far for us here. That's probably going to be a little short. Yeah, it still got there. But pretty well dialed there, which is fantastic. Now we'll go ahead and move it back to something a little bit more full. So we'll go probably about like 95. We'll go 96 with the elevation here. See what we got. So this is more of a full smooth wedge. Might be a little left. By a little left, I mean a lot left. But number was good. That's the important thing. It's close club face. Okay. Noted. Noted. Probably let the golf ball creep a little too far forward in our stance. Okay, a little short. Just got to give it a little bit more muster there. Good strike of the golf ball. I mean, look at that. Wow, club path. We adjusted accordingly there. There's one nice thing, too, about having a SkyTrack is that instant feedback on the little adjustments we make. And the wedges do feel good. They do feel good. All those are good results. All right, once we get to there, so that's wedges done. So we hit like 3 shots at each one of those distances. Move back to a pitching wedge. And here, what we try to do is, we'll go 135. We'll go 136, it's fine. Thereabouts is good. Hit a couple of these shots just to get the body going. And then slowly ramp up the speed. All right. So hit our little 3/4 pitching wedge. Might be left. Pretty good swing. First of all, fantastic name, by the way. I haven't either. It's a little bit alarming, but I mean, we have been putting in a lot of work on the sim. A lot of work. I probably should have paid attention to the distance on that last one. But, I mean, ever since we got this thing, we have been so dialed on our numbers. All right, so we try and just go 3. You won't see any zeros when we're talking about anything north of a 50-degree wedge. It's probably gonna be a little shy. Didn't hit that one great. Took too much off of that. But the feeling's there. Now we sort of got the feel of what a full-length club feels like. Let's step it back to a full pitching wedge. Hit 2 here. And then we move on to our sort of shot shaping and face control exercise. Yikes. Push it more. Is our face that open? That had to be face. And we were way inside too. Okay. Noted. Just getting probably not as steep as I want with my hands. That's more like it. We should see a little draw. It should end up left of the pin most of the time with this club if we're going straight at the target. And 5 yards is about what we play. Anywhere between 3 to 5 yards is what we want on a draw. So that feels good. The next thing I like to do, especially when we're getting ready for a tournament, is I will never hit a cut unless the shot absolutely calls for it. But it's nice to hit a couple fades on the range just so you can feel the opposite of what your normal swing path is. Right, so we're going to try and work a fade in there. If the ball even moves an inch right, that's a win for me. That's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. We started it left of the target too, which is the important thing. And it wasn't out of control in terms of the spin, which is great. So like I said, on the course, you will not see this unless it is absolutely called for. But just hit 3 just to get the ball moving that direction. And it is about, I'd say about 5% less when we hit a cut. You see that spin number is way up there. Those are 2 actually really good fades for us. Three really good fades for us, actually. The fact that we hit the green on all 3 is actually rather remarkable. All right, so the good thing there, I mean, the only like nitpick thing there that I would say is it started straight at the target. We want that to start a little bit left. All right, So now let's go back to our stock shot. So that gives us pretty good feel about what's going on with the club face and how to control it if it gets too out of control with our draw. So now we're just going to hit 3 stock shots with the 7-iron. It's going to be right, maybe. No, that's a little bit too much on the draw. And we hit a touch thin. It's a lot of side spin. A lot of side spin on that one. It's a little bit too far under the line. 2 degrees is about where we want it. That's okay. Okay. So if this ball ends up on the left edge of the green here for us, that's okay. 7 yards left. Probably a little excessive. We want about 5 yards left of the pin here. That's pretty much our number. When it ends up right, that means we missed it a little bit. Better contact on it, but the club face a little bit underneath the line. All right, we'll hit one more bonus one here just to get the feel. Boop. Should have stuck with our normal routine and not gone to the 4th. Because that was a good swing. Whatever, we're done with it. All right, now we hit a couple long irons just to make sure it doesn't feel completely foreign for us. We're just going to hit 2. All right. Let's go back to the 4-iron. Probably 230-ish. I think we can get it 230. Maybe. This is probably stretching it. But just hit 2 stock shots with a 4-iron. That's left, but it's hit unbelievably hard. And again, left edge of the green is actually a good result for us, because that is our normal 5-yard draw, 6-yard draw there. Great ball speed, 146. 146 with a 4-iron is good stuff. Okay. Just one more. That was probably as solid as I can hit a 4-iron. All right. Again, 146 on the ball speed. All righty. That's done and dusted. 2 fairway metals. This club, I think as we play tonight, you will see a lot more of this 5-wood. Because we're probably not going to be hitting too many drivers. All right. So let's go ahead and hit 2 5-woods. Again, just to get the feel of having a fairway metal in our hands. Oh boy, that's kind of why. We almost necked that one. But again, not a terrible result. It stayed relatively straight. But we did miss that one quite significantly off the heel. Hit another one here. The fact that it only says we should be launching this 12 degrees is outrageous. That's better. That's the ball flight we're sort of expecting with it. And we got our number somewhat right. That's a cart path. I thought that was a water hazard the whole time. But see how everything's like way high? Like 14 degrees of launch for a 5-wood? Like if we're launching at 12 degrees, like I think I got problems. All right, good stuff. Ball speed, Sitting at 162, fantastic. Now we get to do the fun stuff. And driver, when I'm warming up or getting ready, we are effectively hitting it until I feel, if I can hit 2 solid ones in a row, I'm good. If that's the first 2 swings of the night, that's all we take. I actually have it set down a little bit, 16.5, so it's more of a 4-wood, John. But like 12 degrees of launch is kind of silly. Like that's really low. All right, so let's bomb one here. Pushed it. Hit it solid though. I mean, we're way downhill, so this number is going to be a little bit outrageous. Looking at ball speed, more or less. Actually, I mean, numbers on that are fantastic. Numbers on that are absolutely spot on. No, you can't pay attention to the carry numbers, because the carry numbers are... See, I actually like that. I like 14. I don't get 14 very often with this driver. I'm probably more around 12 or 13. But 14 is fun. See, that one felt so much better than the last one. But it's not. I feel like I hit that harder. Yeah, 176 on the ball speed. Okay, we'll go one more. Body feels good though. And that's pretty much what our warm-up would be on a tournament round. So we do one more big drive here. Like 9 degrees there is too low. That's too low. Too far right. Wow, 2,400 on the spin is actually pretty good stuff. I have not, and it's, I mean, it's high, don't get me wrong, but we've been living at like 1,600 lately, and that's too low, guys. All right, uno más. Oh yeah, that's the one there. That is the one there. All right. Yeah. 2,000 spin. When we see that 2,000 spin number, we feel good. All right, and then the final thing we do before we tee off in a tournament. Yes, that is excellent that we are loose, but we bring it back in and show that we have some sort of control and get a feel for the wedge again. So we hit 1 to 2 wedge shots. If the first one's clipped perfectly and we like it, we walk off the range. We're good to go. All right, so 80-yard shot, little 3/4 wedge. That felt fantastic. I don't need to hit another one. We're good to go. And that's how we get loose for a tournament. So about 9 wedges to start, 6 pitching wedges, about 6 or 7 7-irons, 2 to 3 4-irons. Depending on the course, we'll hit 2 irons if we're going to be hitting them a lot off the tee, which we might be this weekend. Couple 5-woods, couple drivers to get loose, and then 1 good wedge to bring it back in. And now we go play. All right, so Let me switch over here to course play, and I'll sort of walk you guys through a little bit what we're going to do. A lot of it will be relatively similar to how we do, I guess. Those of you that know the courses, we're going to be playing Prairie Dunes and Hawk Tree. Which one do you think we should do first? I'm leaning towards Hawk Tree just because I like that golf course more. I actually don't even know Prairie Dunes. So maybe we've played it in a tournament, John. But the objective of tonight is not to make it super, super challenging. We're going to set it up hard-ish, but we are going to, oops, let me go here. We're going to play it like we would a tournament. So let's go to Hawk Tree. Play this one. Right there. So a couple things. Go medium pins, random wins, lightning greens. Hold on, I think, what are the blues? What does that say? I can't see it. 6,200's a little too short. The tips are probably what we want. Unless that says 7,000. 6,800, we'll do 6,800. So we're going to be playing at 6,500 this weekend. So the whole objective of tonight is to play courses with a similar style. So it's got some links. No, that's a good thought, Mike. I'm more or less looking for the same sort of type of golf course. So these are like links style, like inland links with some elevation change. I've got my simulator set to the elevation that we're going to be playing in the tournament. And we're playing tees that are somewhat comparable. And we've got medium or difficult pins. And we're going to go from there. So most of the time, I talk through all of my shots when I'm playing on the sim anyways. Tonight, I'll try and go maybe a little bit more in depth. So right off the bat here, obviously, the question is, what do you hit off the tee? Looking at that bunker and where the aim is set up today, 278 is probably about as far as you want to hit it, right? We're into the breeze. Anything more than 278 brings that bunker into play. And the widest part of the fairway is shy of that bunker. So we're going to go shy of that bunker. I'm going to hit a 2-iron. This will go with the elevation, maybe 265 tops. We shouldn't get any more of that. Start it down the right. We've got the wind slightly helping to the left. So just a 2-iron to get it out and play. Hopefully, at least. So one small disclosure here while we're playing. Yes, I'm going to be calling out all the shots that I want to hit. And I'm not perfect, so I might have the right idea and the right swing thought. But if you are intentional about it, it does help. And most of the time when I'm playing, all of these thoughts are going on in my head. I'm just vocalizing them here. All right, so we found the fairway. That's all we need. Yeah, Hawk Tree's good. I might have missed the Hawk Tree event, honestly, Jugs. All right, so we've got 158 playing up to 163. That pin is on the right-hand side. The wind is coming off the right, so we've got a little bit extra help with our draw. So with that being said, just because of the wind, I will start at 2 yards right. Now, if this golf ball ends up right of the pin, that's a mistake. You want this thing about 10, 15 feet left of the pin. So that's really our target. And we sort of go from there. I will not zoom into the green unless we're looking at a wedge shot that we really need to focus on our spin. So we want this to end up about 10, 15 feet left. I've got a little smooth 8-iron here. I overdid my draw and the wind is hurting it even more. But 23 feet left. That's the right spot to miss it, right? No risk of that being short-sided. Fairway and a green, and it's a chance at birdie, right? All righty. Got a monster here. Looks like it's downhill too. Downhill, down breeze. This one, fortunately for us, there's not much thought involved. This is green light special with the driver. No bunkers. For me, my swing thought really when I'm hitting driver on the course too, just because we hit it long enough, is between the tree line, and there's no trees. So we don't have to worry about that on this one. I'm going to hit driver, little draw, and just send it. This is an aggressive swing. There's certain holes we can be aggressive on. This is definitely one of them. Ooh. Oh no, that felt so nice. I actually found the center of the club face for a change. For those of you that have not tuned into my streams before, I've got a little like, not like a tick, but it's more like a trigger before I take my driver away. And sometimes SkyTrack doesn't like it. So we end up getting a couple more reps with the driver swing than we want. So trying to replicate that same swing though, that felt good. Oh, and we did not. Of course, that's the one that's gonna read. Oh, I missed it so poorly. But again though, right, like, does that hurt anybody? No. But the 167 ball speed and the 1400 spin, it's a pretty good indicator of how poorly we hit the golf ball. All right, so this is a wedge-ish. Looks like we got a slope down in front, slope off to the right. So knowing that, and there's a slope to the left, but you got a little bit more room left to the pin. So the miss here, our target is going to be just left of the flag, right? So if you're looking at like a course perspective and you're trying to pick out something to aim at, the edge of those trees in the background are perfect, right? So right about there is where we want it. That's where we want it to end up. So I'm going to start it there with the hopes that it ends up on that. So we have 124 adjusted 136 down 3 miles an hour. Going to play at 130, I think is the correct number in my head. If it's just short, it should kick up. And even if it's a couple feet past the hole, that's not the end of the world either. So the key thing here is more the line than the distance, because short's an easy chip, and if you're behind it, you got to putt. I pushed it. It's going to end up okay, though, I think. Oh, it didn't take the bounce. I took way too much off of it. But we're talking about the line. This is one where if we're on the course, I mean, an 8-yard chip shot, this is one we'd get up and down probably 8 times out of 10. So I'm not too concerned with it. It's a super simple one here. Just got to get it up and down. It's a nice, easy chip shot. Chip shots I won't talk through too much, guys. Because there's not much to them here on the SkyTrack. The only ones if I'm playing sort of like a special shot. Any stock shot I won't talk through. I thought we made that one. But like I said, that's an easy up and down for us all day of the week. And we move on. Teddy with the 10,000 Ys. What's up, buddy? Doing good, man. All right, this is an interesting one. Your guess is as good as mine on the number. We'll trust the SkyTrack and say that it's 150. This golf ball is going to be in the air for an eternity. I'm going to go smooth 9. I'm going to start it right at the pin. All right. So looking at it, obviously, we were talking about where you want to miss it. Left side of that bunker, again, 10, 15 feet left is perfect. Going at that pin is kind of too aggressive in my mind, but if the wind pushes it that way and we get away with it, so be it. Here we go. Just a full smooth 9, I think, is the right club. All right. Got the number right and ended up just left of the hole. That's exactly what we're sort of looking for. And we guessed right on the number. So good swing, gentle draw, wind held it up. Good result. We take those all day long, by the way. It's actually a really good shot on that one. All right, 383. There will be no such thing as a driver on this hole. I'm going to go with a 2-iron on that line down the right. Gives us a little bit of a buffer if the wind gives us more draw than we're looking for. So 2-iron down the right side with a draw. Driver would put us up near that bend where it gets super narrow. We don't even want to sniff that. So we're going to go with a 2-iron here. That might overdraw Tommy. That's why we set up a little bit right, folks. It gives us that wiggle room if we do turn it over a little bit more than we want. So, still in the fairway. 148 on the ball speed's a little low. That means I might have hit that a touch thin. All right, but now, this is one where once we're, like when we're under 125, we're green light. So 119 down breeze. I'm going to play it like if we're playing standard elevation, like 110. So it's going to be like a 115-ish shot here on the sim, or on this course setting. And if I can find a Pro V. There we go. So I will set up just a touch right, just because of that wind. And we'll hit a full 54 degree here. All right. These are the ones we can be aggressive on. I cut across it. Again, I mean, does it hurt you? Absolutely not, but face is a little bit open on that one, which is why it was 2 degrees right. I mean, it had 11,000 spin. Holy cow. All right. Yeah, I mean, the shot results are good. All right, we got a 5 par. Luckily, this one gets wide where we want to go with driver, which is perfect. There's only, 11,000 is stupid. There's only a select few times where I won't be aggressive under 125. The only time I'm not being hyper aggressive is when the pin is all the way in the back of the green. I will play it conservative just because I get so much spin. One thing that I am trying to work on is flighting my wedges and have like a 1 hop and stop. On the sim, I haven't had too much luck with it, but in real life, I've actually gotten relatively decent at it. But on the sim, I'm perfectly content with like 10 feet shy of the pin. Everything else, I'm looking at that gimme circle as my target. All right, so driver here, it opens up. That's cart path left of it, isn't it? I think so. I hope that's not a creek. But driver here actually sets up really nicely. That's the widest part of the fairway. So let's let it rip. There we go. Beautiful. Right down Broadway. Didn't hit it that good. It was a little high on the face. Spin's going to be low. Yeah, 1400. Oh, God. Can we get some spin? Can we get some spin? All right. Now this is one that's a little interesting. All right, so we've got 232 straight up the hill. This is where I wish I still had my hybrid in the bag, but I don't. So I won't go to the jail cell to get any clubs out tonight. We're gonna play with our tournament setup here. The issue is if I pull 2-iron, 2-iron 100% is going to land either on or just short, and it's going to go over, 1,000,000%. 4-iron won't get there up the hill. So I'm going to have to live with a 2-iron and hope that we get a somewhat soft bounce into that hill in front of the green. I don't love my odds. What is it to carry it onto the green, I guess, that's the better. Let's look at it here. Yeah. Well, the nice thing is you sort of have like a bowl, right? So I'm going to go 2-iron. I don't have to hit this hard. I just have to hit it somewhat solid. I'll choke down probably like a 1/2 inch on it and try and take like 5% off of it. Oh, get down. We try and take something off of a long club. That's typically our result. You see 700 side spin on a 2-iron for us. That's a big no-no. That's a really shut club face. But again, is it the end of the world? No, not an easy up and down. This is not really where you want to leave it. But now that we have it, we get to have a little bit of fun on the simulator here. So we got a little bit of a bowl back there, which is great. What's our yardage? 20 something or 30 something? 30 yards. So we're going to go nippy with a 58 here. Try and get as much spin on this as possible. Just land it past the fringe, 1 hop and spin. That's our play here. So this is a fun one to hit on the sim. In real life, this would probably be brutal out of the rough, but contact wasn't great, which is why it rolled out. Spin numbers are not going to be too high. Yeah, 3,500. We were looking for more, something around like 5,000 on the spin on that. But all in all, it's still fine. Again, fairways and greens, fairways and greens. Tournament golf, when you play boring golf, is very good. Now this one's interesting. So there's a couple ways you can play it. That's one, but I don't love my odds, right? Another one is I can go here with driver, right? The correct play is probably something out here with a 2-iron. 5-wood might even be the play, but I kind of like a 2, just because if we were riding the wind, like it was a right to left wind, I'd probably be hitting 5-wood. But with the wind like that, you run the risk of it getting a little spinny. This one's going to spin less no matter what. So I can drive this one. The wind will hold up my draw and it should stay right there. Right? So a little 2-iron. Short right of that bunker is perfect. Oh, we missed the strike. That's not even going to carry the first bunker. That's how bad we hit that. So there's the human element. Oh my gosh, 126 on the swing speed. That is, or on the ball speed. That is glorious. That is a very big miss hit for us. But we're in a flat bunker and it's not going to hurt us. So that miss is in play. Miss with driver is scary. So we've got 147. Gonna play 161. The wind there is pushing it back and to the right. I'm gonna pull an 8-iron. And I'm not gonna move my mark. I'm gonna start it at the pin, let the wind hold up my draw just a hair. If it doesn't, that's fine. If I overdraw it, it's gonna go deep into the green. 1600. So I think it's between like 1600 and 1626. I'm at 1613 here. So I set it manually. All right, so let's go full 8. Wait, it's 10%, right? Yeah, 5 to 10%. So this one should have no problem clearing that bunker. We want to go about 5 feet, 5 to 10 feet by the hole is perfect. All right, so we started a little right, the wind pushed it. I think we pushed it, yeah, 4 degrees right on our swing. So we were a little bit under the line, but we had plenty of side spin. Good result. Bad tee shot. I apologize for the mis-execution on it, but I am human. I am human. Now this one's interesting. 308 technically runs out of the fairway. Believe it or not. Thanks, Brett. What's up, dude? In real life, I would probably try this line too with driver. Just because I've got one cart path there. I know it's a slope down. We are wildly downhill. The only negative thing on this one is the fact that we are into the breeze. All right. That is about the only thing that makes me feel a little bit icky about this shot. If I hit driver towards the left fairway, I'm screwed. But in reality, like, it's not that far of a shot in. So let me think about this. 281. I don't really have that shot though. That's my problem. Is 281 is too far for my 5 wood. I could hit 2-iron and be safe left, but I do like to be driver. Ooh, I do like that, John. All right, so let's go ahead and rip driver here, guys. This is when we can be aggressive. Par 5s are the holes we go after. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If that doesn't get there, I can't get there. So there's my cart path, right? I hit that really solid, by the way. I hit that really solid. Still low on the spin though. But part of the reason we take that line is this is all we have left in. The only drawback to that one would have been if we blocked it right. And I don't typically blast it right with driver, which is why I felt safe hitting that shot. All right, so 133, account for the rough, 146-ish, into the breeze. 146 into the breeze. So pitching wedge is so close to being enough. Into the breeze, and with it being me hitting high spin, I don't love that. So I'm going to go with a smooth 9. I'm going to choke down about a full inch on this one. And if we pull it, we still end up on the green. That's fine. So it's almost like a knockdown-ish 9. This is a shot we're going to hit here and try and get one close. Long left is the miss. I think I blocked it. I did block it, you dummy. And I didn't hit it either. Although we were only about 3 yards short, so distance wasn't bad, but that was not being fully committed to the shot. But end of the day, chipping here for eagle is never a bad thing. Now, chipping here from eagle from 136, that's the part that I have a slight problem with. 9 yards, chipping into the hill. Again, this is when we get up and down probably 8 times out of 10. And it is super straightforward here, chipping into the hill, so we can be aggressive with it. And we can try and make one. Oh, hit a house, please. Well, we were definitely aggressive with it. And honestly, in a tournament, I'd be probably pretty pissed with that because that putt would not be fun coming down that hill for birdie. The correct lead would be underneath the hole. That was me being a little hyper aggressive trying to make it, which we tend to do on the sim. That's fine. Chip shots, again, got to take it with a grain of salt. Oh, that's a fun one. It sets up really well for me, right, in terms of hitting a draw. But if this golf ball ends up left of the pin, that's a mistake. Never, ever, ever do you want to end up left here. I can tell you right now, it looks like there's a slope left of the green too. You don't want to be there. I'm going to go 6 yards right. We've got a 3-mile-an-hour wind helping hold up a draw. 25 feet to 30 feet right of the pin here is perfect. I've got a 7-iron. If we overdo it, it's going to get closer to the hole than we want. But we're looking 20, 30 feet right is a acceptable result here. All right, so I got 7-iron. Oh, that strike was fantastic. And we overdid it. Shoot. So I said if we ended up left of the pin, it was a mistake. There's your mistake. Luckily, that hill doesn't look as scary as I thought it would. But if I'm not mistaken, we're chipping back up into the hill. It's a shame, though, because that slope on the green set up so well for our draw. I just pulled it. Did I pull that ball left off the face, too? I had to have, right? Oops. No, I didn't. Just 1,400 spin. How do I reset my aim? What did I just do there? All right. Again, in real life here, this shot's much scarier. You'd have to land it on the fringe, most likely. On the sim, it's pretty straightforward and actually probably one you're trying to make. So we're going to give it a little bit of air, hit it soft, and let it trickle in. There we go. Would have liked to have had a better start line than that. We still pushed it 2 to the right. We do that a little. We tend to do that on our chip shots. All right, 9th hole here. Skinny boy. But no immediate danger, just from the looks of it. And technically, the widest part of the fairway is up here where we'd be hitting driver. So, again, I'm not worried about it. This is driver. Can't really get into trouble. Driver actually does us a couple things. It gets us past those trees on the left, which is a positive. So that just validates that driver is the correct play, and we can be aggressive off the tee. I like holes where we can get aggressive off the tee. All right, 2 under par too. So that's the thing is, I'm not flag hunting, and that just shows you, like, if you keep the ball in play, miss in spots where it's an easy up and down, and if you just hit greens consistently on the sim, like, you can put up unbelievable numbers. You don't have to flag hunt and get the gimmies. All right, so here we go. Big drive. That's a hook. That's a hook. I said those trees wouldn't be in play, but when you hit it that bad, it doesn't really matter what you do. Oh my God, Tommy. It's a good spot, no? This is one where it is a little bit unfortunate on the simulator because you don't really know what you're hitting into because you got foliage right there in front of you. I'm just going to hit and hope, to be perfectly honest with you on this one, guys. So if we hit this one, great. That's a nice clip. If it hits a tree and just comes straight down, then so be it. That's right. Jugs, I got it all, man. I can play really consistent and then hit a ball 50 yards out of bounds. That's kind of my thing. Little punch. There we go. Yeah, so hit the tree and just drop straight down. This is where a missed drive should have ended up, by the way, if we actually hit the club face, but we missed it. So pretty good pin for us. 143 will be the adjusted number into the breeze. Again, kind of on that outer limit for a pitching wedge. I'm going to hit a choke down 9, but see if we can get this one to turn over. That's what we missed on the last one. So just a choke down 9. See if we can't get one close. That's a much better shot. All right, and we got to live with it. Poor tee shot led to that. But in all reality, like if we hit it to there and we had a chance for par after that tee shot, nobody's complaining. Nobody's complaining. This one's down like 10,000 feet. Oh. So this one's interesting. Again, if I'm playing a sim, right, like a sim tournament, and we're not playing in real life, like that's where I'm going with it. Honestly, oh, this is just rough. We're still hitting driver here. So if this wasn't rough, if this was a creek, we wouldn't hit driver. But since it's just rough in a cart path, there's no problems with that. So I'm just going to blast driver. If it's in the rough, it's in the rough. That's okay. That's actually the right play again, which is nice because I get to hit driver and I get to try and have stinking redemption on that last stupid swing. We're hitting it. So the problem, what's been going on with our driver is we're hitting the ball like, even when we hit it solid, it's like up in this area. So it's coming out dead spin with like topspin on it. So it's these nasty balls that don't stay in the air. We need to get back to just hitting it. We need more spin on the golf ball. We need that golf ball to carry. Kind of like that one. That's the appropriate driver swing for us. We get cart path again, or do we carry it all? We carried it all. All right, that's better. The spin number on that one should be higher. No, it's still low. Son of a gun. 1600's on the low end, but that's a really hard number. All right, so remember on the range, we were saying we don't hit cuts unless it absolutely calls for it. This one calls for it because taking that much off of a 7-iron down breeze would be problematic. So I am going to start at 5 yards left. Actually, I'll go like 7. I'll go a little bit more because we still want this ball to end up left to the pin. I'm going to hit a fade. If we overdo the fade, I mean, we need to make sure we have enough mustard to carry the bunker and get up into that flat to the right of the green. That's fine. And if we double cross it, we end up in the middle of the green, not the end of the world. So that's where a cut actually is the right play here. We still want this to end up left to the pin, okay? So going with a little cut 7. You don't see too many of these from me. I don't know if I could do it any better than that, guys. That's about as good as I can hit a cut. Holy cow. 7,700 spin though on a 7-iron is bananas. Bananas. Again, par 5s are where I make my money. I don't make money, obviously, but that's where I score. I may as well take advantage of my distance. So again, sim tournament here, I'm driving the green. Like we're pulling driver all day long, and I'm going up in this ballpark here. Probably end up down in here, but you see these bunkers here. This is a problem, right? This is not the right play tournament wise. So I'm going to bring it back here, and this is 2-iron all day long. Yeah, because 2-iron still gets us into a range where we can be aggressive. Again, that magic number for us, like when we're looking to make birdies, is inside of 125. If we're inside 125, that's green light special for us. Let's make sure we don't hit this one off the toe with a 126 ball speed though, Thomas. So, aggressive swing. We can go after this one a little bit with 2-iron. Oh, that's so much better. That is so much better. That's our best 2-iron of the night. Although we missed the fairway, Shoot. I blocked at 5 degrees right. Yikes. Ball speed's back to 152, though. That's where it's supposed to be. Actually, missing the fairway there is a big problem, just because of where that pin is. All right, so we've got 102 up to 108. Add 11 yards, 119 down breeze. And we're doing a little bit of math here. 119 down breeze is going to play 115. This is going to be easy 50 degree. Got to be past the pin. Short of the pin's no good. The correct shot here lands pin high, ends up 10-ish feet by. Okay, that's sort of what we're going after on this one. I've got easy 50 degree, full and smooth. We don't have to take a ton off of it, just don't go super aggressive. I will cut across this golf ball a little bit to try and generate more spin. That was so poorly struck. Oh, Tommy. Well, on a hole that we'd probably be pulling driver on in a sim tournament, we missed the fairway, misstruck a wedge, and that's what we get. All right, so, oops, I meant to hit this button here. We into the slope ever so slightly, that's fine. Pretty straightforward chip shot here. We can carry this all the way to the green, should have some spin and stop it. Just 12 yards. Again, this is one, guys, where we can be aggressive with it and get it up and down. So just got to keep the speed up. Don't decel, solid strike, get a little bit of spin on it. Should be perfect. What is that release? Maybe we got fringe boosted a little bit there. We had 3,000 spin. 3,000 spin on a little 12-yard shot's a good amount of spin. Just must have been like the contour that we landed on there, kicked it forward. It's okay. Again, I probably don't want to be past that hole, but. All right. So driver there, little scary. Driver there, too long. I mean, this is one that's hard, right? So there's a couple ways, like you can hit driver here, but it gets very narrow, right? Not ideal. But if you don't hit driver, like we're not going to here, we're going to have eons into that flag, right? So I'm going to hit a 5 wood. It's probably going to leave a lot more than we want in, but I'm confident in my irons that we can get one up there in the right spot. Driver here, like in real, I mean, on the sim, bunkers are not that penile. Real life, that bunker is. So I'm going to treat it like it is on a course. We're going to hit our 5 wood. We're just going to end up with like a 6 or 7 iron into the green, and that's okay. I hope you draw. All right, it is. Yeah, and there's that massive slope there. So, I mean, driver could have been fine. Again, it's one of those where if you're comfortable and you're rolling with driver, we'd probably do it. 188 plays 170. Ugh. Plays 170 into the breeze. I'm going to go like a knockdown 7 here. And we want this golf ball to end up right of the pin. So 10 feet right, and if we pull it, we need it to go long. So that's sort of the thought here. So if we overdo it, make sure we hit it hard enough. But I mean, short right's a fine miss too. So I'm just going to choke down and hit a little knockdown flighted 7 iron here and see what we can do with it. I tugged the bejesus out of it. So I did nothing that I just said. I mean, I did go long enough, but I was in my head when I said long, like long on the green. I wasn't anticipating 1200 left spin, so we missed it. And in real life here, you're dead. You're more than dead. Because I'm pretty sure that green runs away from us too. It's flat. Actually kind of hitting into the slope. I mean, it's a very gentle one, so it's not going to do much. But this is one on the sim where we get to have a little bit of fun. All right, so we get to go upstairs with it with a lot of spin. And I'm hoping that I can back it up here, but it's kind of my forte on the sim. I can't lie to you. All right. It came out left and with no spin. That thing, oh, I'm not even going to show you guys. That was struck somewhere on the club face where they don't make grooves. We cut across it a little bit too much. Whoops. That's a bad strike. I was hoping for better than that. All right. 225 is our number. 225. So with the 4 iron, we've been hitting at about 227, 230 on the carry. So I'm going to try and, yeah, honestly, John, I might. Like, that might be the move for me, the way I freaking hit my flop shots. I'm going to go with a high 4 iron. So I'm going to start it out right of the target. I want it to go straight, and I want the wind to hold it there. Again, left of the pin here is a mistake. Now, it's not saying we won't make the mistake, but I'm going to go with try and hit a high soft 4 iron. I want this to land soft. Right on that line is actually perfect. So a high soft 4. I think I blocked it. And she ain't coming back. It is a high soft 4, but and we got the number bang on. I just pushed it. 4 degrees is way too much, Tommy. Way too much. We didn't get any draw spin because of the face being just a touch open. But end of the day, I'll take that miss right over missing left. Like left is where we've got the creek, the bunker, you're short-sided, going down into a slope or down away from you. No fun at all. Here we just got a chip straight up the green with a break into our right. So again, this is one where on the course, like you're probably anticipating an up and down, or at least getting it somewhere close where you can give yourself a chance for par. It's not too hard of a shot here. So let's see if we can replicate that same sort of swing thought here on this one and let it get back to the pin. We didn't hit it. We had the right line, but that's not a very good chip shot. Not aggressive enough. Not aggressive enough. But the beautiful thing is we got a par 5. Not a very wide one, but we've got a par 5. And it is into the breeze, which is kind of nice, because that's going to take that water out of play. Driver should end up about somewhere in here. And we get to let one cut. So let's go. Let's rip one. Again, we can be aggressive. That wind keeps us shy. Even with no wind, it's probably a stretch. The only time that water would ever come into play is if we got a pretty good breeze at our back. So we can be aggressive here. And again, par 5s are where we make our money, so let's try it. Kind of like that one. Sit. Stay in the fairway. Beautiful. So it's right about the number 2 that we said we were going to end up, which is good. Hey, there's spin on that ball. I'll be damned. That's a miracle. All right, perfect tee ball. We've got 190 to the pin. It is a slight breeze in the face. We're going to go out to the right. So the thought process behind this one is I'd have to either take easy 6, which just historically from the shots earlier in this round, when we did that, the ball was coming up, was going way left, like way too much side spin. So what I would rather do is I would try and rather be aggressive with a 7-iron, hit it with a big draw. If it stays out to the right, it's an easy up and down. So that's the thought process here. So a nice aggressive 7-iron with a good draw. See if we can get this one close. Not turning over as much as we want, but it's going to end up in a perfect spot, right? And that is fine. That is fine. Probably could have done with a little bit, probably aimed a little bit more left in retrospect, but I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, guys. Easy chip shot here. We're trying to make this one. We are trying to make this one. A little 8-yard chipper. Pretty simple. Eagle would be nice. I didn't get it there. But 2-foot tap-ins for birdie are good. Those are good scores. Those are scores. A little bit disappointing after the tee ball. I can't lie to you. But that's okay. Oh, what a pin. What a pin. It's the same shot, but now we've got the wind sort of working with our draw. So again, I'm going to go out to the right. That tree is a perfect spot for us to take a look at. So we're going to start it at that tree and draw it back. Again, the miss here is to leave it out right. Left is dead. Not an easy up and down, but So start it right with a little draw. We can be aggressive just because of where that hole's sitting. Oh, that's a good strike of the golf ball. Go in. And we just missed the gimme. That one set up really well for us, especially with the wind. I'm very comfortable with a very light breeze off the right. Oh. This one's not even tempting, not with that green. That pin position's a different story though. It's more tempting. Yeah, I mean, it's 4-iron, right at that number. Actually, the further we hit it, probably the better. Because the further we hit it, the better angle we have at the pin. So this is just a full tilt 4. And go from there. Oh, you idiot. And the reason that I don't love that shot is by hitting it with, I mean, I hit that one off the toe and it drew a little bit too much, is our angle isn't as good. It's still okay, it's not terrible, but I would have liked to have been more right so that way my short miss would have been in the fairway, not in the rough. I mean, this is as straightforward as it gets, folks. We're going with a 58, trying to generate some spin on it, some cut spin on it. And this is that little shot we were hitting warming up from 65. Just got to take a little bit more off of it. Did we not read? Interesting. I haven't seen that on a 60-yard shot in a while. All right. We go again. Down. All right. Good shot. Fortunately, we work on those a decent amount. Zajac would be proud of me on that. Zajac would be proud. All right, let's keep it rolling here. What do we got? Wind off the right, 223. Down a touch. All right, so 4-iron's probably too much club here. All right, so if we think about it, let's look at what we got to carry. 210. 210 is no problem with a 5-iron. I'm going to start this pretty good right, so 20 to 30 feet right of the pin with the 5-iron. And the reason is if it misses right, we've got much more depth to the green. You miss left, it's super skinny. Don't really want that. So here, like the perfect shot is over the right side of this bridge, or if you're looking up at the green view, like right side of that bunker, sort of where we have it set up. I'm not really trying to be hyper aggressive from 225. Like 30 to 40 feet is a great shot. So I've got hard 5-iron here. I blocked it. It's coming back, but I pushed it. But again, that's why you go right. You go left with that and you pull it, you're doomed. Man, what is that? 5 degrees right start line. In what world are we trying to do that? It's like really aggressively right. But it's okay. It's probably an alignment issue for me. but we got a par 5 to finish on. Okay, so, ooh. Again, on par 5s, I like driver almost exclusively. The only time I will not hit driver is if it is like just stupid and you have like a hazard, right? Or you got a weird dog leg that you can't really work it with. Like if it's left to right and it's a dog leg and I have trees, like the driver's staying in the bag. Here, if I hit driver appropriately, right? Like if I hit it good on that line right there, I get it past those trees. Like that's sort of the benchmark, is if I clear that tree on the right, we've got an opportunity to go at it in 2. So let's go ahead and rip driver here, guys. Oh, that's left. Shoot. Sit. Well, I don't think we're getting home in 2, especially with the fact that it's up 50 feet. Right? That ain't the play. This would be a tough one to get home in 2 anyways. So it narrows there. We want to be shy of that. 179 out of the rough. 7-iron should put us perfectly in that slot. Again, we don't want to sniff that little narrowing, so we miss it. We miss it short. You still have wedge in your hand no matter what. So the full stock 7 should be perfect to be just shy of that little opening. Good swing. Nope. Like I said, that puts us short of that gap. But it should be a good number in too, actually, now that I think about it. 110. Okay. So it's sort of on the outer limit of a 54. 54, if it spins too much too, comes off the front. Don't really want that, although it almost looks like a downslope. The thought process here is we hit a 50, landed about pin high, end up 10-ish feet long. And that's actually a really good spot to beat. So that's sort of what we're going for here. And I'll go 1 click right just because of that wind, should bring it back. But it's an easy 50. Okay. Just got to execute. Well, I think we're about the 10 feet long, but the problem is we're a little bit too far right. But not bad. And again, I didn't do anything crazy there. I wasn't hyper aggressive. I think we made what, 1 bogey? So we just plotted around, and like the name of the game for me there, yeah, 1 bogey right here on 9. The name of the game is just keep it in play, right? Like we keep it in play there, it's a 68. That's good stuff, right? No complaints there. All right, so let's move on to our next one. So this is another one with a similar style to what we're gonna play. And the reason we've chosen these courses tonight is Mount Washington is kind of a links, like a hilly links course up in the mountains. And that's what we're going for here on the sim. So Prairie Dunes. Okay. Go medium pins again. Again, so we've got our elevation there. You can see we have it set specifically to 1600 or thereabouts, 13 feet more, whatever. That's what we're going to play in Mount Washington. So we've got our big 4-ball event this weekend. It's the Mid-Am 4-ball. And tell me that says 6,500. Bang on, that's what we're going to be playing. Ours will be a par 71. This is a par 70. But yeah, so we're trying to mimic as close as we can on the simulator to what we're going to face in real life. Oh, we got birds. How about that? How about that? What kind of winds we got? 1 mile an hour. So it's going to do nothing. All right, a longish one here to start. Driver, not really the play, gets super narrow. Again, the conservative play here, I'm going to hit 5 wood. This actually is a perfect hole for the 5 wood. This takes every bunker out of play, and that is the widest part of the fairway, at least the widest acceptable spot for us. So that's where we're going to hit 5 wood. Just rip it. No real swing thought. It's a nice, safe play for us. And I overdid my draw. I missed a relatively wide open fairway. And I lost my tee. Black tee and a black net in front of you. It's not ideal. Oop, I see it. No, I lost it. There she is. So I've got a net sitting in front of my my sim guys, which is unfortunate because it kind of ruins the immersion for me. But I was keeping the kids up and I was keeping my wife up. So I had to buy a net and put it in front of my impact screen, which was a major detriment to my experience here. But I've got a TV here so I can see everything as well. All right. So we have 159. It's going to play 176. 8 iron should stretch to the front of the green. Should it though? It should. And there's not much harm, but I'm going to go 2 yards right of the pin and try and draw it back left. We're going to try and hit this one hard with a good draw. So in all reality, like 15 feet short left under the hole is money. That's sort of the ideal shot here. We got 8. Let's rip it. I think I overdid my draw. Yeah, maybe not. We definitely didn't overdo it. Is that inside the gimme range? How? 5-0-0, and we still don't get the gimme. That was a good swing. That was a good swing. We like those. All right, pin short left. 158. 158. How much room do we have short of that pin? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to play a big draw with a 9 iron. That's how we get this one back there. Again, this, with the way this pin is, we can be somewhat aggressive, but the miss is right. So where I'm set up is actually where you want to miss it. Like a dead perfect line, if we're talking about like an aggressive one, is the right side of that bunker, so just right of the pin. But this should get there. This should get there. Oh, shoot. No. Well, I mean, the positive is we hit it so stinking hard with so much draw spin that it went long. But we overdid that one. That's me trying to hit it a little bit extra. I didn't feel, whenever I'm like between hitting it hard or taking a lot off, I'm going to typically take one less club and try and hit it harder just because I typically have better control. Although that would have been the exact same result as if we took something off of something. Let's put this out a couple feet left, chip it up there, and go. Pretty easy one. Actually, into the slope, is that correct? We're out of the rough though, so not going to spin. This ball should take off down the hill for us, no problem. Get it up and down. Man, I'm like 3.5 inches short from being like almost a full stroke less, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, this one's interesting because looking at the fairway, and let's, oops, I don't want that. I want to see the whole hole view. It's actually a really good pin for what I'm about to do here too. Again, in a tournament here, where you're supposed to hit it, like that fairway is super tight, right? Like you don't have that much room. You can pull it and push it and you're gonna end up fine, but your distance has gotta be spot on. I don't love it. Right now, this is actually perfect. So we've got 326 to the middle, and we have a lot of green, and that pin is in the back. So this one is setting up for a green light driver to go for it. Even playing this tournament-wise, I'm pulling driver here because it's technically wider there than it is going down the fairway. It's kind of a funky one if you try and hit the layup. So this is one where it actually benefits to take the risk reward shot. And again, in a tournament, I would do this as well. Just got to execute. That's all it boils down to. It didn't really execute. Wow, did I break my golf ball? Maybe not, but what's the spin on that? Nine degrees of launch? Yeah, whatever. Those are very strange numbers for a driver for me, by the way. Real life here, you're probably absolutely screwed, right? Well, boy, are you ever. 10 feet long right, money. So we're gonna go at it, let the green spit it right. This ball is gonna run. And actually, let me reset my aim here. Going right at it's fine, it'll kick right, that's okay. 40 yards, I'm still kind of baffled, guys, honestly, by that ball flight with the driver. I thought I hit it a lot better than that. That's a different problem here. All right, so this ball is going to trundle, heavy rough, 50-yard shot with the adjustment. That's one where, real life, that ball's bouncing. You're not getting that ball to sit like that. That's okay. It's actually right where I kind of wanted to land it, I'm being honest with you all. All right, up and down for par though. We got what, 10, 11 yards? Let's get up and down. Move on. There's some funky things going on in this one. It's a good shot. Good shot, up and down. Take your medicine. Take your medicine. I'm still like blown away by that tee ball. kind of confused at it, honestly. But it's done, it's in the past. 174 pins in the back. Plays 192 to 195. Left is dead. I'm going to go out to the right, over the left edge of that bunker there with a full 7-iron. Should be perfect. This ball should end up probably like 2 yards, like 10 feet under the hole to the right is perfect. Anything other than that, happy accident, and we go from there. Oh, get lucky. We might get really lucky. It's a miss hit, but middle of the green from 200 yards, it's a good place to miss. It's a good place to miss. Let's get some water. Maybe that's part of my problem here. Oh, Teddy, just as long as you can knock it around the course, you're good, man. Men's leagues, I mean, most men's leagues play net golf anyways, so it doesn't matter. As long as whatever you're comfortable with, man. Like if you're comfortable and like, I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of or like embarrassed of. Like there's golfers of like every skill range out there in a men's league. Going to this hole real quick, Teddy, though. This is driver all day. There's no trouble. Just got to hit a good one. We got no bunkers, no trees to worry about. Just a stripe of green stuff out there that we want this golf ball to end in. Oh, finally. Finally. There's the center of the club face. Beautiful. Finally found the center of the club face, but good God. What am I? Why are we getting such low spin? 1400. I mean, we hit that with appropriate spin. That ball carries another like 10, 15 yards, but that's okay. All right, 114. Got to take a look at the green here to see what it's doing before I make my decision. I mean, the left-right factor is more important than the distance. We're not hitting into a big slope, so spin's a non-factor. The key here is getting our direction straight. Because left, it's going to fall away, right, it falls off the green. Left is obviously better because it's on the green. I'm going to go hard 54. I think I can get a 54 there, no problem. Again, I'm going to take dead aim with it. Because this is a wedge, I will be aggressive with it. So we should have more than enough juice with elevation here to get this there. Don't have to crush it, just have to hit it solid. All right, full 54. Nope. Gosh darn it, Tommy. Or is it going to be okay? That golf ball shouldn't stay on the green, by the way, with that slope. That would fall off. I pushed it. But man, that ball flew a long stinking way. I said nope, by the way, because I knew it came off right. I knew that ball came off right. But it ended up working out a lot better than I thought it would. And again, I don't think that ball really deserves to be there. Missing right of the pin there is not the correct play. That's just a miss swing on my part. All right, so here, The only thing that catches your eye off the tee is this bunker. To carry that bunker is 259 plays like. So that is like just on the cusp of us hitting 5-wood. 5-wood should just carry that. I kind of like it though. I like hitting a 5-wood out there to the right. Because driver, it gets a little bit hairy. And you end up, when you hit driver here, the risk of hitting driver is it's too close to the green. Okay? And when it's too close to the green, you'll end up with sort of a trickier shot that you can't get the spin on it. All right, so I'm going to try and hit driver, or I have driver. What am I doing? It's not driver. I'm like sitting there thinking about my last drive and the spin numbers and not thinking about the shot that I literally just told you all I was going to play. So I'm going to hit 5-wood here. Just rip it down the right-hand side, start it down the right, and let it draw. So we'll hit our little push draw with our 5-wood. It should be the perfect club. Oh. Well, we get to test our theory. That's the problem with the 5-wood though. I had to hit it like bang on perfect. Holy side spin. Again, Monday morning quarterback here in hindsight. Driver, probably the play. Takes this junk right out of play. But we'll live with it. And we'll go from there. So 136 adjusted. This is a smooth pitching wedge. Although I don't see my pitching wedge. Oh, there it is. It's in the wrong spot. What am I doing? All right, so we'll go smooth pitching wedge here. Take it right at the pin with a draw. Right? So it ends up left of the pin. No problem at all. And go from there. Right of the pin is the mistake. So we're going to start it at the pin with a little draw. You don't want this ball ending up right. That's where all the trouble is. Bad strike of the golf ball. Off the toe. Getting a little loose here with our swing. You have to focus back up here. So I apologize for that. It's okay. All right. We can be very aggressive with this straight up the hill. Just have to be a touch careful though, because when you get by it, there's a massive slope that kicks it off the green. So aggressive most of the way here. And then it's going to take off. So just got to hit a good one. Kind of a touch and go one here, especially with it being so far uphill. That's okay. What did that hit? What is that physics? It literally like, it looks like you're doing like Mario Kart. It looks like we just hit a boost or something. That ball just skedaddled when it hit the green. All right, moneymaker time. No. No, this is and I've messaged on the forums about this to Zajac and to Nick Cross. And Nick Cross agrees with me. And it's something I hope that they put into future iterations. If for me, right, especially, I hit a draw off the tee. If I'm playing this golf hole in real life, there is no world where that's where I put my tee in the ground. My tee is as far left on this tee box as the markers allow me to go. because that's the only way I can get my angle to hit my stupid draw. But we're going to try. We're going to try and hold the face and hit a straight ball here. And we'll go from there. All right. And let's hit it hard. Let's hit it hard. We should have plenty of juice to carry that final bunker even if we go left, so not too concerned with it. Let's give it a healthy shake. Well, it didn't cut, and we didn't hold the face like we said we would. Gosh dang it. What's really interesting, though, is that's not what I'm seeing on the golf course. I don't know why the spin is that low. What am I doing? Where am I? Like, this is where I wish I had, like, go to like a fancy place where it's got like a top-down view. And I'd like to see like where, and like if I had a camera in front, that'd be ideal. Where on the stinking club face I'm hitting it. It's got to be like really high on the face for it to come out with that little amount of spin, right? Because I mean, 1500, guys, is like so incredibly low. John, I'm trying to play it like a tournament, buddy. And if we're playing it like a tournament, you are not going for this green. You are hacking something out. So I'm trying to play this course management wise like I would a real event. So here we're going to chop out a 7-iron and go from there. All right, so we're just going to chop one out. We won't go full swing because you really wouldn't in this lie anyways. So we play it like we would on the course. Something like that. All right, and we still have wedge in our hand, no problemo. 98 yards. I'm going to leave it right at it. And if the wind, I mean, 1 mile an hour wind shouldn't impact it. Should hold it up just a smidge. But this is just a full 58. This is green light. We're going at this pin all day long. Oh, it's falling right on me. Two-yard push. 2-yard push. Okay. Okay. That's all right. T-ball got us in trouble there. This is driver. It's still relatively wide down there where we'd hit driver. Okay, let's not. The focus here, and I'm actually going to do, I think what I'm doing is, I think my angle of attack is like very, it's actually too steep with driver right now, which is why we're hitting it so high on the face, like almost like we're compressing it like we should an iron, rather than getting the lift. So I'm going to try and lift it, see what it does to our spin numbers, our launch, etc. Just sort of toy with it a smidge. Okay. Well, she ain't the prettiest, but she's going to get the job done. And honestly, it probably has better spin numbers than even some of those ones we just hit. Yeah, 2,000 on the spin. Okay. That's better. That tells me something at least, which is good. And now we're in a really good spot to attack. 159. I am going to set up right of the pin we're going to hit a hard draw with a 9-iron. Taking something off of an 8 here is an option, but again, for me personally, I like to go aggressive with an iron than take too much off. So we're going hard 9. Right of the pin is the objective here. Left is a miss. That one we call PTSD. That's PTSD from the last 9-iron that we tried to juice up with some draw spin. Again though, this miss or a miss down in that bunker, this is appropriate. All right, so it is a very easy chip shot in terms of like degree of difficulty on the green. It's just straight as they come. 21 yards out of the rough. Again, this is one we want to get sneaky close. So let's try it. 21 yards. Weight on the front foot. Chip it out low and go. Hit a house or the hole. Okay. I don't deserve that one, I don't think. I think that's going off the green. But one thing that we have learned on the SkyTrack is it's sort of a magnet when you get it at the stick. On the ground, it's a magnet. When you're in the air, the physics are bang on and that thing goes everywhere. Tell you what, for a shortish course, this is actually pretty driver friendly. I mean, it's driver again, guys. Like we don't have to think about it or talk about it. There's no trouble out there where we'd hit driver. There's no trees, no bunkers, nothing, no landmarks that really catch your eye in terms of your landing zone. So this is green light with driver all day. Just a stock driver shot here is money. So let's take that same swing thought that we had on the last one too with a little bit more tilt. That seemed to do the trick for us. And let this one rip. Nope. Sugar, man. I think the spin number is still a little bit better. But it is. Okay, so I mean, in all honesty, we're getting closer with driver. I think I know the solution. But we're in the deep rough here, aren't we? Yeah, 80%, so add 34 yards. 2 bills plus 6-iron. What I would play here is a straight punch, right? So sort of like a knockdown guy. Land it middle front of the green and let it kick. It's not going to have any spin on it. So that's sort of the play here. We're going to go knockdown 6, middle of the green. Sit. And there she goes. We didn't miss by much. We just pulled it. I think if we hit that straight, actually going to be a pretty good one. But again, when you're hitting it out of that high stuff, that's where you get into trouble. All right, pretty simple one here. Fairway, 14 yards. Get it up and down. Move to the next one. I want to start hitting some fairways so I can talk through my approach shot strategy some more rather than these little punch shots. Do it. There we go. One thing I'm halfway decent at is reading simulator lines, or like if you play like the Tiger Woods games or PGA 2K, like It's very easy to read greens when they literally tell you what's there. Thanks, Jugs. So that score's a little bit better than how we played, and that's okay. But we need to get back to hitting some stock shots here, and luckily we get one here. Back-to-back chip-ins. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. I did the par 3 contest for the Sim League last week, and my scores were almost identical between the 2 rounds. But the first round, like, I hit like no greens. I was just chipping in, and it was like, it felt so gross to do that because I was like, I don't deserve birdies on any of these. All right, this is a great one for course management. Where I'm set up with a little 2-yard draw, perfect, right? Right of the pin, stock 7-iron, 10 yards or 10 feet right of the pin is perfect. That's sort of our target. If it overdraws a little bit more, then we get a better result. That's okay. I hit that pretty stinking good. No, you should have looked at the green. It was a really good shot, honestly. It was just right of the pin, like we talked about. Like just, and I mean just right of the pin. So we hit that almost bang on what we were saying, and we didn't land it all that short. But if we chip this one in, we need to go buy a lottery ticket. Look at that pin. That thing has, like, the frickin' gimme range is effectively the only spot you can land it. That's wild. That's nasty. Sajak, I'd like a word, buddy. That's aggressive, sir. That's a tough one. Like I said, if we chip this one in, we go buy a Powerball ticket, okay? I hit that 7-iron perfect, by the way. That was a really good swing. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, no. That was, I mean, that was really close to sitting up top there, guys. I thought that hill would take a little more juice off of it. All right, that's retribution for the last 2 chip-ins. That makes up for it. That makes up for it. Gosh dang it. All right, finally one. Well, all right, so let's think about this. 280 to carry the bunker. Even here with a little draw is okay. All right, I still like driver. Driver takes bunker out of play, gets you up past the bend. It is a little tight, but again, I do have some confidence with the driver, and I think if I hit 2-iron, it just leaves us way too far back because of the dog leg. Just leaves us too far back. Yeah, I definitely think the groundskeeper's wife had probably the assistant super or something in his bed, or maybe maybe somebody I was playing with, he wanted to screw us over. All right, so let's let it rip here. Carry. Carry. All right. I still don't love that one, guys. Too much side spin. Kind of a weird start line too. I don't know if I'm getting like really underneath the golf ball, and then I'm just like flipping my hands and hitting it with the toe. Maybe I need to be, I don't know. On the course, it feels fine. Here, it's kind of all over the place. All right, so be a little bit more aggressive because we have a pitching wedge in our hand. Go just to the right of the pin. And this is a full smooth pitching wedge all day long. So one we can be semi-aggressive with. Draw it back. If it ends up just left of the pin, so be it. It's going way left. That's over the top. It's got to get down too. Shoot, it's a bad swing. Bad swing. But again, if you're missing towards the center of each green, you're still going to have putts. I like my chances of getting that home in 2 from there. All right, finally one looks like we can have choices. We do. What is it to clear this bunker? 226. Perfect. This is 2-iron all day long. So 2-iron here, when hit properly, puts us in between those 2 bunkers perfectly, right? Trees on the right, not a problem. Driver brings those into play. 5-wood might bring that second bunker into play. This club, even if we hit it absolutely unbelievable, should never get to that bunker. So 2-iron's the perfect club here off the tee. Oh, I hope you turn. Oh, we blocked it. Tell you what, that bunker on the right was never even a thought in my mind. We got our start lines. Maybe it's very well could be my setup here on the sim too, like where I'm aimed. Okay. Ooh, that's a bad miss. But 140, gonna play 155. Actually, those trees, no, those trees are not a problem. We're gonna hit 9-iron over top of them. We got no issues clearing those with 9-iron. Luckily, we have pretty good vertical clearance on our shots. No issues here, just gotta hit a solid 9. Just right with a little bit of a draw. Goes long, no problem. Now, I pulled the bejesus out of it and did not hit it solid. It's a fine miss though. It's okay there. No harm, just a bad strike. Might be getting a smidge of fatigue setting in. Hitting golf balls straight for 2 hours. But we'll regroup here. I'm gonna take a quick breather for like 30 seconds after this one. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. These greens here are significantly harder than the last one. And again, I mean, we missed short. It's a lot of false fronts. So knowing that, we should probably start playing a little bit long. Oh, 1,000,000%. No way we're chipping this one. No way we're chipping this one. If I can putt, I would say like a rule of thumb for me is like 2 feet's probably my max for a putter. Anything over than that, I just think it gets a little bit too dicey. And I'm pretty comfortable with my 58 around the greens. This is not an easy one to judge on the sim though, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, we did a pretty good job. But yeah, I will chip probably more than the average amateur golfer, but it's just because I am very comfortable with a wedge in my hand. That's okay, right? Like that's the one thing I will say about like all this course management stuff that we're talking about tonight is there's a lot of different ways to play golf, and there's a lot of different ways to approach where you go off the tee. And for some people, it doesn't apply at all. You're just taking driver and you're playing. But if we're playing like a tournament, bunkers become a problem, right? Like you're effectively like, the goal is to make, if you can make 18 boring pars, that's mission accomplished, right? Like you did your job. So here, 277 to clear the bunker, 322 to get in the back right. So in all reality, as long as we hit it solid, we're in good shape, right? So a solid T-ball here is fine. Driver should take that first bunker out of play, and only if we really, really get one is that back one in play. So it's driver. Just hit it good. That's all I gotta say. Just hit it good. Just give it a fair shake. Hit it good. Oh my, it's so much. I mean, that's gonna be, that's fine. That's closer. It's closer, guys. Spin. We had spin on it. I did hit it off the heel, but there's spin. It is possible. All right, 148. I'm gonna play 162. Maybe a little bit more, 163. I'm gonna go out to the right here. Just a little bit. I'm gonna not try and turn this one over as much and hit a stock 8-iron. I want this one to fly relatively straight, not have a ton of draw on it. So we got to keep the lower body moving. And that should keep our face more square. I like that. Wow, it actually cut. Holy cow. Did not know that was possible. I did not know that was possible. Good swing though. No complaints there. Again, that's one where you're playing in a tournament. Boring par. Right? Boring par. All right. It's kind of an awkward distance there. What is it to fly it? Yeah, we're going with a 5 wood here. Let's go ahead and rip 5 wood. Should carry all that crap. As long as we don't overdo it and go in the bunker, we're in really good shape. So, just got to hit a solid one here. Kind of like that. Bang on. Oh, I actually hit that one pretty far too. That was good. Good swing there. Good swing there. That was the right club off the tee. And now we've got green light special into the green. So 97 yards. This is one where it always makes me a hair nervous because back pins and spin, typically these are the ones where I worry about bringing it back. But we're going to do just a full smooth 58, and that should take some of the spin off just because we're not going to be going super hard at it. Ooh, we actually got to turn over. Wow, that flew a long stinking way. Flew 102. All right, interesting. Not a very good wedge shot, if I'm being honest with you. All right, this is another good one here. Oh my trees. 194. But with that pin, let's go ahead and look at the green too. That'll play into account what we're going to do here. So I think it's 6-iron here. Again, we're going to try and go 15, 20 feet past the hole. But holy narrow shoot hitting it out of, my goodness gracious. All right, so this would be a good test of your club face control. Good little 6-iron. No. Let that toe snap around. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Not a really comfortable shot, but that much side spin is gross. I think I know what my problem is. All right, so this one is running away from us the whole way. All we gotta do is just pitch it up onto the green and it's gonna get down there, no problem. So we're gonna land this a couple feet on. Yeah, okay, Mort. All good, buddy. Good to see you. We're just kind of plotting along here. I thought that'd be faster. I thought that'd be much faster. But I guess a lot of the break, or a lot of the slope was early on and we sort of carried it over it. All right, let's get it moving here a little bit, guys. We got 3 holes left. Yeah, the ball strike, it's same sort of story as Monday though. Like we hit the ball really well in the first round. The second round here, we're kind of losing steam. All right, so it's 286 over this bunker. That's the right play. That's my line. Take the bunkers out of play completely with driver. It actually widens up there with that little dog leg, gives us a little bit of wiggle room. Driver is the play here. Even in a tournament, guys, I'm pulling driver here. Get it up the hill there as far as we can. All right. Goodness gracious, hit it worse though. Oh boy. I'm really struggling with my driver tonight, Mort. I mean, those numbers across the board are terrible. Too high, too far right. The only thing that was good was the spin. Add 19 yards here. Right, at 19, at 18 yards. 18 yards puts us at 108. I'm really struggling with my driver. What's interesting though is last time I played on Sunday, I hit my driver exceptionally well. All right, so this ball is not going to spin. Plan on landing this a yard short of the green and let it take a bounce. And we go from there. That is so good. I don't know, Mort. I would argue that my driver tonight has been a little bit dicey. All right, this is a really fun shot. This is a really fun shot. So this is one where we're going to cut across it and try and spin the crap out of it. All right. This is one where I enjoy hitting this one on the course too. Yeah. But all right, par 5. So let's go eagle birdie finish. Get out of here. As long as we can hit driver. But struggling a little bit on this back nine here, guys. And this looks like green light special with the driver. All right, since we've been doing course management all night, I'm going to allow myself one cheat swing. All right. I'm going to I'm going to try and air this one out. And go from there. All right, so we're going to let this one rip. This will be our fun shot for the night. And when I'm playing on the virtual tour, this is effectively how I play. Just swing as hard as humanly possible. All right, so let's let it go. Ah, I deserve that. Yeah, we ain't getting there. So again, just hack it out. Just hack it out. Better than most. Yeah, but it's still caca. That was a funsy swing. All right, let's just hack one out like we would in real life. All right. Ooh. Missed my ball tray. We get 105. So this is a little bit of a redemption shot. This is going to be a 54-degree green light special right at the pin. Let's get a birdie. Let's get a birdie. Finish in the 60s. I mean, not a bad result, especially with the pin being in the back, but I did want that a little bit closer than 15 feet. But again, 15 feet, guys, very rarely. I wish this course would give us a little bit more off the tee in terms of like the variety, sort of like what we have right here, right? This is kind of what we're looking for, a little bit of variety. Got a 5-wood in hand. Should be the perfect club. Just down the right-hand side with a draw. Should be perfect. That's a hook. Still going to be okay though, just because we did set up down the right-hand side. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. What do we got? 34. Okay. I thought it said 24 for a second. All right. So a little draw. Again, left of the pin here is no good, but we'll draw it in there and try and sneak it in the right-hand side of that gimme range. Okay. So a little 3/4 pitching wedge. Misstrike, little loose. That's okay. All right. Up and in. Save the par. And still around in the 60s, even though we didn't bring our best stuff. So let's get this one up and in, guys. We are in the rough, right? Yep, rough. Semi-rough. Okay, so it's going to jump. We know that. Brain fart. Brain fart. Okay. It is late. That back, it's still technically in the 60s. I mean, we didn't have our best stuff there, guys, which is unfortunate. But I want to do something a little bit here. Driver was really struggling. let's, this is sort of a get right moment for us. And I want to hit, before I log off, I want to hit 5 quality drives. Okay? 5 quality drives, and we can call it a night. That means we might have to hit 30 drives, but I want 5 good swings with driver. They don't have to be out the gym, but I would like them to be good swings. All right, so 5 good ones, and we can call it a night. We're looking for 3, let me do one thing though. Got to make sure my elevation is set back to my standard. Settings, here we go. Okay, so now we're back to our standard settings. We're looking for 305 to 315 in play down the middle. That's what we're looking for here. What the hell? Where was that? Where was that all night? That's a perfect drive. That's a perfect drive. All right, do it again. Again. Oh my gosh. I'm not even that upset about that one. That's not a bad drive. I would classify that one as a good drive. It is a little right. But like both of those balls are fine. GG's. All right. What am I doing differently? The only thing the only swing thought I'm having right now, guys, is to slow down the takeaway. Slow down the takeaway. All right, that is my only swing thought here on the range. I mean, I would classify those as 3 good ones. Probably a little bit too far right. But that's not bad either, though. We're getting closer. And the only reason I know that we're getting closer is like the big thing for me is the side spin. And the club path, we're square, which is excellent. Excellent. All right, do it again. Oh, that's the one. What? What? Where was this? Where was this all night? Look at the side spin. 40. 40. Again, it's a little low on the side spin, so I'll classify it as 3. So let's hit 2 more good ones. That is so much closer though, guys. That is so much closer. It's a much better ball flight. Okay. That's right. That's right. That one we got stuck on 100%. But I think it's going to have the best spin number, which is why it flew the furthest. All right, this is very positive, in all honesty. Like very, very positive. That is just off, guys. And it's still 27 yards right of target, which, I mean, maybe between the tree lines, maybe. Be close. But, all right, now it's just about getting that club face just a little bit more. That's it. That's the only thing that we need to fix here. We overdid it. Overdid the correction. That's no good. That's the only problem that we're experiencing tonight. Those are two-way misses. Two-way misses are no bueno. Okay. All right, so we're still at 3. We need 2 more good ones. 2 more good ones. That carry number is piss poor. And that side spin is the problem on that one, right? So that's the issue there, is the side spin. So, all right, slow it down. That one will count as a good one. Better on the carry number, 315, 317. Much better. That's in play all day long. All right. So let's hit one more good drive. What's the swing speed? 120. All right, so after 36 holes, we're still moving at 120. Only 11 degrees of launch, and it still carried 295. That is a bullet. All right, last one. Let's make it a good one. Let's end right here. Let's not even have to hit another ball. Nope. Off the heel. Off the heel, guys. All right. Come on, Tommy. This is the drive on the par 5 for a skin. Let's treat it as such. All right. I'll tell you what. It's like somewhere right in the middle. It's somewhere right in the middle. We're flirting with it. We're very close. We're not all the way there yet. Not all the way there yet. All right, so let's let this one rip. Nice balanced swing all the way through. All right. I mean, it's good, but that's a lot of side spin. It's a perfect result. It's a perfect result. Perfect result. But very interesting. Where were we? Inside with an open face. Interesting. One more. That's a good one. But let's now repeat the result. Okay? Repeat our result. Prove that you can do it 2 times in a row. I should have ended on the last one. I should have ended on the last stinking one. Oh, that was a lazy swing. That was a lazy boy swing. All right. Come on. Yes. Yes, Tommy. That's the one. I feel like when I'm in the garage and I'm hitting on the simulator and I'm staring at numbers, I want my numbers up, right? Whereas on the golf course, when I finish, I feel like I'm much more balanced and I hold my finish. Whereas here on the sim, I feel like I'm like swinging, then I've got a monster recoil because I'm just trying to, I feel like I'm just swinging out of my shoes most of the time. It's really just like, it's more or less getting to a finished position and staying there, right? Which I don't think I do a very good job of on the sim because I am just trying, I love just bashing the ball and seeing nice, big, rewarding numbers, right? So I think that's where I get a little bit lackadaisical. That dispersion pattern is a little bit worrisome. I mean, it's relatively straight-ish, right? Like there weren't too many balls that were like way out of control. But on a course that requires some good drives, that gets a little bit dicey. But that swing right there, that's perfect. That is a perfect result. That is a perfect result. Started just right of the line, baby little draw. It's money. Carried it almost 3 bills. I would like to see it be 3 bills, but it's not. It's okay. But that's a good swing to end on there. Those of you that are new, I know we did a lot of talking through shots tonight when we were hitting on the sim. That is, I essentially do that when I play anyways on the sim, but it's not as aggressive, and I'm going through it a little bit quicker. But that's how we play. All of these thoughts that I'm saying out loud on the sim here, honestly, is a really good exercise for me. It's something I will do on the course to an extent, like I'll either say it under my breath or in my head, because really I'm trying to say, like, it's like the verbalization, you visualize the shot, you verbalize it, makes you commit to it, and then you go. And if you have any sort of self-doubt, you need to pause, reset, take a step back, right? So that's a very similar style to how we play on the sim most of the time. Now in the virtual tournaments and when we play and we're trying to shoot some crazy scores, I get a little bit more aggressive than that, and that's okay. But most of the time we are trying to miss in the right spot. We do have really good intentions on where we hit it. Both rounds were under par, which is fine. Even though we didn't have our best stuff. I'm human, I don't execute all the time, that's fine. But if you are new here, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for stopping in. Some of you guys are probably from the virtual tour. If you are from the virtual tour, I stream my rounds every Friday. So every Friday at 9:15 Eastern, I play 36 holes and I do the virtual tour live here on my channel. Mondays, we typically do me versus the PGA Tour, where I try to make the cut at a PGA Tour event with whatever scores they had there. And Wednesdays, we do break 50, or we do some sort of other challenge to keep things interesting. But so we'll play on Friday. We have our virtual tour. We'll stream then. This weekend, I'm going away, so the whole point of tonight is sort of to get ready for that, practice at the elevation that we're going to play at. We've got a mid-am tournament this weekend, 36 holes on Sunday and Monday, playing a practice round Saturday. So there will be no stream on Monday. But then when we come back on Wednesday, we'll do the cut next week. So I hope to see a lot of you guys back here on Friday. That'd be fantastic. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you want to get alerted to when we go live, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If not, I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you have questions like we just had there from AP1, or A Plazas maybe? I don't know what you're trying to do with your name there. Or anybody else who's engaged in chat. If you guys have questions, about the sim, my setup, golf in general, sports in general, chuck them out. I'm happy to talk about it and shoot the breeze with you while we sit here and play some golf. So hopefully on Friday we go low and we go from there. But I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll see you on Friday. Peace.